What they say, living no rain up. It's time to take a man. You know it's awesome. We back, yeah, we back. After 20 years, you know we back. No more Snyder, more McLaurin. 1-4 with the passion, you know we scoring. YouTube, what's going on? It's Juan Gotti here. We got another Washington Commanders video, and in today's video, I'm coming on here with the video where we're going to be taking a look at the Washington Commanders 2022 NFL Draft Class 1 year later. So without further ado, let's get straight into today's video. But before we do, make sure you guys go down below, leave a like on this video, subscribe if you're new, and turn on post notifications so you get notified when I upload a video about the NFL, on this case our Washington Commanders. We're on the road to 6,000 subscribers, so please hit that subscribe button again if you haven't already. Thank you so much. Let's get straight into today's video. So, the Washington Commanders 2022 draft class, the first Commanders draft class. Let's take a look at it 1 year later. Jahn Dawson was the first round pick. As y'all know me personally, how I felt about the pick, similar to how I felt about our 2023 first round pick. Not that I dislike the player. I don't watch college football, so I don't know much about these players. So I go off of like players that I watch film on in the offseason and stuff like that, and who I wanted. So I never knew, I never thought they were bad or anything. I just had preferences. Like, I watch college football a little bit, but not as much. So I don't really know about the sneaky guys, right? So similar to what happened with Emmanuel Ford, same with Jahn Dawson. I thought he could be a good receiver. I just wanted Kyle Hamilton. I just wanted Chris Olave. I just wanted other players. Jahn Dawson turned out to be a dog. He turned out to be a stud. I love Jahn Dawson now, bro. He's one of my favorite players on the team. I think he's going to be really good. He had a really good rookie season. He missed 5 games, and he still was able to put up 500-plus yards and 7 touchdowns. He was up there in touchdown leaders, amongst the best. Justin Jefferson, all them other guys, they played 4 seasons, and they only managed to get like 8 touchdowns, right? So just imagine if Jahn didn't miss those 5 games. He probably would have been up there with Travis Kelce, who I believe led the league in touchdowns last year with like 13. So I definitely think Jahn is going to be in for a really, really good year. He already went on a podcast with this fellas from back home and was like, yeah, man, this is my breakout year. I got to go crazy this year, man. So I definitely love the pick now 1 year later, and I'm excited that Jahn Dawson is going to be here for the foreseeable future, and hopefully we can keep Terry McLaurin and Jahn Dawson together for as long as possible. Then in the second round, Phidarian Mathis, the Washington Commanders selected him. To this day, I still don't like the pick, and it just, for me personally, I felt like we could have got a defensive tackle later in the draft, right? You already had Jonathan Allen, although you didn't know Deron Payne was going to be re-signed and you didn't know he was going to have the season that he had. I still felt like you could have got somebody in like 3rd or 4th round to replace him if he wasn't going to be good, right? Or if Deron wasn't good, you could have potentially drafted one this year, the 2023 draft, because I didn't think you had to spend a 2nd round pick on a draft on Phidarian Mathis. Then it turns out that he tears his meniscus week 1, so that makes that pick look even more, not as much as a good pick as it already was, in my opinion, right? Again, more so not the player, more so the value and the position. And Phil Mathis, I think he's gonna come back and have a really good season, right? We resigned Deron Payne, Jonathan Allen, so he's probably just gonna be that run stuffer, that eater of space that we don't have, that Phidarian Mathis can be. He's gonna get some snaps. He's gonna be coming back fresh and healthy off that torn meniscus. Man, he tore it in week 1 of last year, so he hasn't played ball in so long. You know he gonna be hungry, bro. You know he gonna be fiending to get back out there. So I think Phidarian Mathis can play a key role on his defense. I still don't agree with the pick per se, because I feel like it's too high for a rotational defensive tackle. But it is what it is. Next pick, number 98, Brian Robinson. Brian Robinson was another pick that I necessarily didn't agree with, because y'all know I was high on Antonio Gibson as RB1. I love J.D. McKissick, even though I knew he had a lot of injuries. And y'all know I love Jared Patterson, right? So I'm like, I thought our running back one was cool, but we took Brian Robinson. And looking back on that pick, I love it now, right? I love it now. But in the moment, I was like, I didn't agree too much with the pick. And then, not necessarily because Brian Robinson was trash. I just thought our running back room was already good, but it's even better now. So I'm not complaining right now, right? And then you get Chris Rodriguez this year. I love Brian Robinson, man. He is a dog. We know he battled a lot in the offseason. Come back and still manage to put up solid numbers as the running back one. It only got me excited for what it could be with him and Antonio Gibson for the future, man. So I'm definitely excited. And again, another pick where it's like 1 year later. I like it. I like it, right? Alright, so then round 4, Percy Butler. You know, Percy Butler, when we drafted him out of Louisiana, they was basically promoting him just as a gunner. But they, remember, in training camp last year, they was talking all about how Percy Butler was showing them something as safety. So maybe this could be the year where he actually go out there and potentially show some as being a safety. Now, he could, a lot of people want to say he can have that default type of jump. I'm all for it if that's the possibility. At worst case scenario, he's going to be one hell of a gunner. And that's what he was last year. So, again, at worst, he's going to be a really, really good special teams guy. But we may have something there at safety with him. And he's already joining a good group. Quan Martin is now joining us. But you already got Cam Curry. You already got Defoe. You already got Jeremy Reeves. So you already got a great quality of safeties in that room. And now obviously you adding Quan Martin and Percy Butler going into his second year. So that's a pick that was solid. And then obviously the main pick that everybody liked, that everybody is hoping is going to pan out, is 144 overall, round 5 pick, Sam Howell. Y'all already know how I felt about the pick in the moment. I did not have a problem with the pick. I knew Sam Howell, however, was going to eventually be the backup for this team at some point, and I didn't think Carson Wentz was going to be as bad. So when he had the draft, when the draft pick happened, I was like, I like the pick, I don't mind it, but is this going to mess with Carson Wentz mental? Is this going to mess him up, keep him off his track and all that stuff like that? But then all we know is Carson Wentz was just super terrible till Heineke signs with Atlanta. So we was here with Sam Howell, but now he is going to be the franchise quarterback of this team for the future. Hopefully, fingers crossed, everybody's behind Sam Howell again. This is the first time that I really witnessed our whole fan base get behind one quarterback. Remember, Carson Wentz, some people liked it, some people didn't. Some people was in the middle. With Taylor Heineke, some people didn't like it, some people was in the middle. Some people actually thought he could be a franchise guy, or at least, you know, a guy that could be here for multiple years as a starter. Alex Smith, Dwayne Haskins, Kirk Cousins, and then RG3. But now everybody just seems to be behind this one guy. Nobody's on the fence. At least I haven't seen nobody be on the fence about saying how he's trash and stuff like that. So I love that pick now more than ever, because I'm hoping that he could be our guy for the quarterback position. Then Cole Turner. Cole Turner was my favorite pick from this past draft class, the 2022 draft class. And he got hurt last year, but I'm expecting a huge year from him, man. Obviously, with Amani Rodgers going down, he is going to be utilized more. The position opened up more. You still got Logan Thomas, who's still tight end 1, but I'm expecting, even if he doesn't have like a monster on-field performance, he could soak up as much as he can from Logan Thomas mentally, so that if Logan Thomas gets released at the end of the season or whatever happens with him, he can come in and potentially be ready to take over the tight end 1. I love the Cole Turner pick. Wasn't all that impactful last season, a lot due to injuries and Scott Turner's scheme. But hopefully now that he's healthy, hopefully with Eric Bieniemy, Cole Turner can pan out. Then Chris Paul, I really didn't have a super duper opinion on this pick. I thought he was going to be a good depth guy. Now, looking at it, fast forward a year later, we're potentially looking at our starting left guard, and he had a really good game in the Dallas game. So I'm excited to hear what he could do and see what he can do in training camp. Again, Chris Paul, 7th round pick, could potentially be our left guard, and he's competing with Sadiq Charles in training camp for that position. So again, this is a guy that you got to pay close attention to, and I would love it if he's the guard. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, or Sadiq Charles. I just want to win, honestly. And then Christian Holmes, 7th round pick to close out the 2022 draft class. He's another special teams guy that's going to be out there competing, and he's going to be on the back end of that cornerback room. Young guy, learning, sip. He closes out that defensive back room. So, man, looking at our draft class 1 year later after their season performances, Jahn Dawson obviously was a stud. Brian Robinson, stud. Sam Howell to be determined, but hopefully he can be our franchise guy. Cole Turner, hopefully he can get back healthy and he can provide some solid play at the tight end position, potentially beast. Chris Paul, potentially our left guard. After 1 year, he had a solid performance at the preseason and in that final game versus Dallas. Darian Mathis, question mark on him. He's practically a rookie again after missing all the last year with the torn meniscus. And then obviously Jahn Dawson again. So, man, after all of that, bro, I really like our 2022 draft class. Like, honestly, 1 year later, I know in the moment I was kind of heated with what we were doing because I really didn't understand what we was doing. But 1 year later, bro, I really like our draft class. I'll give this draft class a 7 out of 10 1 year later. And again, a lot of it is due to what is Darian Mathis going to do? What is Cole Turner going to do? And most importantly, what is Sam Howell going to do? So, again, the value of the picks that we got for with Sam Howell, because if we don't trade away, move back in the trade stuff and trade back in the first round with the Jahn Dawson pick, we don't get Sam Howell. So you got to take that into consideration too. So I give this a 7 out of 10 1 year later. What says you, man? We're going to be exciting this year and ready to watch these year 2 guys take the field again. But let me know what y'all think about it right now. As always, Midway One, like, comment, subscribe, help to the Washington Commanders. Want to roll to 6,000 subscribers, so please hit that subscribe button again if you haven't already. Thank you so much. See y'all next time. I'm out. Peace. In 1999 when it went wrong, but now we gonna sign a party like it's 99. Chase on off the edge, hey what's up 99? The Predator is back, man, that knee is looking fun. It's time to take command. Do you hear what I'm saying? It's time to take command. Do you hear what I'm saying? One Gotti, the whole fan base. It's time to party. It's time to party.